What is up, boyos? It is Water Buffalo Man here, and we're back for more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle. And alright, so we do have the heavily requested kind-hearted champion HERCULE how to build. So we're going to jump right in and break him down really quickly though, but I'm kind of less surprised that you guys wanted to see how to build on HERCULE. I thought it would have only been exclusively on some of the bigger units, but a lot of you guys want to see the how to builds on these guys. So what we're actually going to do then, I do have the thumbnails prepped and ready and made for the other units, so if you guys would like to see like Broly, Gohan, Gogeta, the Gammas, things like that, let me know in the comment section below and I'll work on them tomorrow as well, or today after because I got the Royal Rumble tonight as I'm recording this that I'll be watching. But if you guys want to see that, leave that in the comment section. We'll make those next. But okay, so HERCULE is the Earth Protecting Heroes or Saviors category, key 3, 130 to HP attack and defense. And his super attack is HERCULE's Rage. Greatly raises attack for like 99 turns. Greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning the enemy. Alright, so his passive is Trustworthy in Crucial Moments. Basic effects are attack and defense of 250%, so start of turn. Earth Protecting Heroes category allies key +2 and attack and defense of 50%, so generally you're going to want to run him in slot 3. For every attack received or evaded, his defense goes up by 30%, up to a cap of 150%. When there is an Earth Protecting Heroes category ally attacking the same turn, he gets a chance of evading enemy's attack by 45% increase. But before receiving an attack within the same turn, just within the turn, this does not have any specifications, he has a damage reduction rate of 90%. So that means at any given point, whether it's post-super, pre-super, whatever, he has a 90% damage reduction rate as long as he has not received a hit. So if you put him in slot 3, I'll actually cover that in a minute, because that's going to be how I'm going to tell you to build this guy and how I built mine. After receiving an attack, once he gets hit, his damage reduction for the following attacks for that turn goes up by 40%. So he gets a 85% chance to dodge for that turn after he's received an attack, plus there's an Earth Protecting Heroes category ally on the same team. Or on the same turn, I'm sorry. So it gives him 85% chance to dodge, but then he loses that 90% damage reduction. And after evading said attack, his superclass ally's attack key goes up by 2 for 2 turns. So that's a pretty good boost. And he's got the active skill, the Fantastic Fusion, raises attack by 500% temporarily, causes ultimate damage to enemy within the turn activated, and all attacks are critical hits. So, okay, it can be activated after the character sees 5 more attacks in battle, or the character evades 5 or more attacks, including super attacks in battle once only. His stats are really good. So how I honestly recommend building this guy and how I built mine is I went heavy additionals and criticals. Only reason is because he doesn't get any crits built in other than this at all. This is the only place he gets crits built in. Has no additionals built in, has no crits built into his passive at all. All he has is dodges and damage reductions. So how we're going to want to build this man, how I built mine specifically, is I went top left because he's STR automatically, so he has level 5 critical built in. I went top left, 6 additional, 8 critical, and then bottom right I went 9 additional, 3 critical. So that puts him at, what did I say, 6 additional, that puts him at 15 additional and 11 critical. And then I went across the board with my skill orbs. I went critical, additional, all the way across the board. But there's a very big reason, I just locked my phone, that's what you probably heard, but there's a very big reason why I went heavily into additionals. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn on his super. So if he can do 2 supers, which is the most he could do, because he doesn't have anything built into his passive at all that allows him to do 1, he would do his initial super attack, which would greatly raise his defense by 50%. So this is my logic of putting him in slot 3 as well. He'll do his he'll do his first super, raises his defense by 50%, right? He has 90% damage reduction built in right off the start. Instantly has that. But if you're running him on an Earth Protecting Heroes team, he gets 45% chance to dodge. So he's a 50-50 chance of dodging an attack with the 90% damage reduction, right? So slot 3, he supers, defense goes up by 50%. Next attack, he dodges. Defense then goes up by 30%. Next attack, he dodges. Defense goes up by an additional 30%. So he's had a 60% defense boost, plus he has supered once. Turn ends. Next turn he comes back around. He's already got 60% defense boost out of the 150. He still retains the damage reduction of 90% for that whole part, as long as he has not gotten hit for that turn. it disappears at the end of the turn, but it comes back the following turn. So he has that 90% damage reduction at the start of every turn he comes out, as long as he's not hit. So again, he has gotten his defense raised twice from dodging, plus he's going to super again, and let's say for some reason you get it lucky, and you double proc, you get a double greatly raising defense. He's already raised his defense twice from his passive by dodging, and he still has the 90% damage reduction, and he has the 45% dodge. And you know his super attack's coming in slot 3, and he's going to have to take it. I feel comfortable having him take that super with all of his defense fully stacked up, if you can stack it up to the 150, which is actually relatively easy in some of these newer fights. Get his defense stacked up to the 150, have him take his super with a 90% damage reduction, 45% chance to dodge automatically, and then at least 1 to 2 stackings of his super. You're looking at an insanely high defensive stat, probably close to 1 million, give or take, and then with a 90% damage reduction. So even if he does say the enemy does say do a 2 million attack stat, right? 2 million, what's 90% of 2 million? Well, 10% of 2 million is 200,000. So that's 1.8 million damage from that super attack, completely eradicated from his damage reduction. Then, like I said, he's already got defense built in from supering, from his passive being built, so they nullify each other out. You'll be taking double digits on a super for that one attack. And Hercule can completely tank those hits with that high damage reduction rate. And if, let's say, for some reason he doesn't happen to get hit, you retain the 90% damage reduction, let's say he dodges it, you then have that 90 for the next attack. Or whatever happens. Let's say he dodges 3 attacks, or even let's say he takes the super on the chin, 90% saves you, you take 20 damage, you think, oh no, his damage reduction's gone. Yeah, his damage reduction's gone, you're right. But he's got his defense raised from his supers, he's got his defense raised from taking a hit, he's got his defense raised from taking any hit he's taken in that fight, then he also gains 40% chance to dodge. So now he has 85% chance to dodge for that turn, but he lost his damage reduction, but he's also had all those supers to raise his defense and his passive built up. This man's really good. He is insanely good for being a side banner unit. So I think how you want to build him is additional dodge or additional crit, whatever really you want. I go an additional crit because I want to be able to see him do some damage and then do more supers. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.